Well, I mean, like you said, he's been busy over the last 12 months. So I think you had an album before this, your latest one, The Awakening.
Yes.
You put out a project last year. And I guess my question about that is obviously with the timing of everything and everything that was going on last year, socially, politically, like there's a lot going on. Is that what kind of inspires you to put out that type of music? Like because you're out because it's definitely more socially like conscious and aware, the messaging and these songs particularly.
Absolutely, man. I like to write. I like to speak to the human spirit through my music, right? So I like to pay attention to what's going on in society, what's going on in people's minds, and instead of just talking all the time and getting caught up in, let me post about this. Sometimes I'll absorb it and I'll say, let me speak through the music in a way that connects with people. And so, of course, last year I had my own perspective. You know what I mean? And everybody has a right to that perspective. And for me, I felt like it was one of the most human periods of our lifetime, right? Because everything about society is divided into groups. But there was only one group for a couple of months. It was the
Mm-hmm.
human group versus the virus.
Mm.
And that's something we've never experienced in our lifetime where we were all afraid of the same thing at the same time. So it actually united us. And so what we experienced when George Floyd happened was a sort of this subtle unity or an awareness that we were unaccustomed to from other people. And so that was my observation. I'm like, why do they care this time? So the song I wrote, Something's Different This Time,
Yeah.
that was my way of saying, I noticed, and everybody that heard this song, like, yeah, this does feel different. Why do people care? Why are they listening? Why do they notice now? And I believe it was because of those few months of everybody not knowing who could die,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everybody together not knowing who could die, when, and where made us more human just for a little while. So I want just for a
Yeah,
little while.
for a little while.
For a little while. No, no, no. I'm just saying the spirit of it all, though. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Oh, for
totally.
sure.
We all experience the same emotion about the
Yeah.
same thing for a little while until, everybody took over, got back in their corners. But I said, let me sing about it. And I wanted to write and make a project that captured my own thoughts. And I put that in The Awakening. And if you listen to it, I asked some tough questions from my observations of what was going on. And so you're right, that was a socially conscious, a socially aware project. And I spoke from the heart and I love it. And I appreciate my man saying that it was well put together. It was not rushed, but I've been at the songwriting, production, engineering long enough to be able to quickly put a record together that sounds good, that's well written, well produced. And I'm glad that I was able to put that out last year.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There was like wanted to talk about even the standout track that you had that video for the Selma anniversary.
Yeah.
Um that was just the video for one, the concept and like shooting because you're actually in the area. Like that was
Hmm.
so beautifully done. Was that your idea to do that
It
treatment
was.
for it?
It was, man. You're talking about it starts in the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So I had been actually it's something I dreamed of doing years ago, um, putting my music out during that time. And I remember being left out because I just wasn't there yet, right? When the 50th happened, Obama was there, it was like 50 plus thousand people. And I was on the outside looking in. And I was just like, but I'm gonna stay at it, stay at it. And then here it is last year, I got an opportunity to be featured. I said, I want to do this right. I'm just gonna get in my studio and sing the song. I said, let me go down here, walk the path that they walked in Selma, feel the spirit of what was going on in that area. And that's what I did. I wanted to capture that. But also, I wanted to walk backwards. Like if you watch the video, I was walking backwards, asking the question, like, where are we marching? If you think about it, how far forward are we really from the people who died for us back then? Do we as African Americans truly value the sacrifice that was made? Have we gone backwards in many ways? So that was the symbolism of me walking backwards during the video from the bridge. So I want to ask the question: are we still moving forward? you know, um, and if not, we need to. You know.
Yeah. I mean, very powerful message. So,
from the song to the visuals, everything, it all came through. It definitely all came through, the impact and the moment of, of everything, especially during that period of what, like you said, when we were going through, and everybody's has their questions. Like, I think one thing that, all the craziness of last year, it did strip away a lot of like the outside noise and the BS, and that like it had people really questioning things that they had never really, thought about up to that point in their lives. And I think like this song perfectly kind of embodies that and that feeling of the time.
Yes, absolutely. I absolutely agree that, that period stripped away a lot of noise, and that was honestly what inspired me to sort of write this music and record it, like you say, 2 projects in less than a year, because I slowed down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to run around. I didn't have to be out in the streets hustling, trying to push my music. It was just me and the sound of my voice, you know what I'm saying, and my own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to get that solitude that I've never had, you know what I'm saying, just always trying to work and go at it. So I found a sort of a solitude that helped me grow as an artist, to where it was only one person for real that needed to be pleased by the music, and that was myself, right? I wasn't trying to sell it to nobody. I wasn't thinking about with the radio DJs. I wasn't on that. I was just like, I just got to get this out of me. And it sounds so much different than when I was recording for promotion, right?
Yeah.
It's a totally different sound. And I said, let me stay in that space. Let me stay right here, where if my art only matters to me, I'm good, right? And that purity is starting to come out in my music. After all these years of really trying to get there, I found that space where it's like, I don't care if you like my music or not, I love it.
Yeah.
And I used to hear that. I know, talking to another artist, oftentimes your art isn't appreciated until you're dead.
Right. Yeah.
But for a true artist, that you don't care. Like, as long as I get it. So I
gotta get this off. I gotta make it better than my last one. You're like, I don't even care if nobody sees it. I just know what I'm about to go do in the studio.
Yes. That's so, to artist to artist, I feel like I found my artistry, my own voice, to where I said, this is not for you. This is for me. And that's when I saw people really gravitate to what I'm doing, because they heard that. They heard that purity, that authenticity in the music that I started making after the pandemic.